Module 8, Chapter 15 is about event careers and industry. Your learning outcomes. You'll learn how to advance your event leadership career. You'll learn how to build your resume through education and experience. You'll learn how to obtain professional certifications in the event industry. And you'll learn ways to earn credentials to build a solid reputation for employment, promotion, and long-term success. Increasing level of education. There's more and more education competition in the events industry. So the more education you have, the better off you are. In a 1994 study, the events professionals with a bachelor's degree exceeded 60%. So it's a very educated industry. Approximately 10% had a postgraduate degree. We've talked about professional certifications. Your guest speaker has talked about professional certifications. You'll hear about this a lot in the special events industry. Certification is the sign of professions that have matured and seek a uniform standard to ensure consistent levels of excellence. The examples here that I'm going to talk about on this slide are the Professional Industry Council Certification, the Certified Meeting Professional CMP, and the International Special Events Society Certified Special Events Professional CSEP. And these are two of the certifications that your author chose to feature, and there are more in the industry, so if you have a chance to do some research, you'll find that there are other certifications as well. Here's the table about the professional event planning body of knowledge, where you need to have knowledge in administration, coordination, marketing, and risk management. Education in your career, it's important to understand theory and practice. So that's part of the reason we're going through this particular class in a practitioner perspective as to trying to get you to do as much hands-on writing and hands-on practice as possible. So you need to understand the theory, but there's nothing like practice. There's nothing like actually doing the event planning. Education in your career includes skill training, observation, volunteering, internships, and as well as actual work experience. Here's an illustration or an example of education and experience career path, starting with an undergraduate and a postgraduate education, where you have theory training, observations, and internships, moving on to executive development, where you have practical experience, specialized certificates, and then you move on to industry certification, which we mentioned these, CSEP and CMP. Those are industry credentials that increase your stature in the industry and improve your professional reputation. And then continuing industry education, where you have networking and ongoing education taught by professional associations. Internships and externships. Internships are supervised experience that a student affiliated with a college or a university receives while earning academic credit. Hopefully you've had this experience, or if not, that you will seek this out to have an internship while you're going to school. It's an excellent, very valuable experience, and the special events industry is perfect for that. There's a term that you may not be familiar with called externship, and this is a practical experience that a senior professional who's employed in the event industry receives in an organization other than his or her own. And this is not a very common situation, but it may be more so in the future, but you do need to be familiar with just that term. Desirable event leader characteristics. Employers will often refer to these on this list, but there are more than these. Desirable traits and characteristics would include competence to advance the goals and the objectives of the organization, persistence, punctuality, integrity, intellectual capacity, ability to work as a team, to communicate, and to lead. Resumes and cover letters are still important. This is often your first and very important impression. Now there are other things in addition to the resumes and the cover letters. LinkedIn, there's lots of stuff online that you can be members of and participate in and post your resume. But having the resume developed in the first place and a good, solid cover letter is very, very important. Future event leaders must embrace the lessons, traditions, and educational opportunities of the past while simultaneously using strategic planning skills to chart a course for their future and the future of their profession. And a final note in this chapter, remember that events and celebrations give meaning to our lives. So the special event industry does this.